finish. Jeremy Clements winning at Road America. Final corner for Justin Allgaier.
Heck of a job, boys.
There's your Road America winner. What a fantastic day for him. Yeah, buddy. "13 different winners in 13 Xfinity Series races at Road America, and those 3 are in this weekend's event, which will be at 180, just a little over 180 miles tomorrow on NBC. You're going to want to tune in for that. Qualifying coming up here now. NASCAR has given the teams a 50-minute session. They are completed with that, and now they get ready for 2 different groups of qualifying in round 1 and a final round to determine the pole sitter. So what you're going to see this weekend from NBC Sports. Cup practice and qualifying from Richmond tomorrow on USA. Countdown to green from us here at Road America on NBC and Peacock. That's at 2:30 Eastern. Then the race right after that. And of course, Sunday, 2:30 Eastern on USA. Countdown to green for the Cup cars. And then Cup Series racing. Fewer races left to get to the playoffs in the Cup Series, Jeff. It's going to be a battle.
Oh, yeah. Pressure's turned up on a racetrack that is a lot of fun to race on. We're going to see multiple grooves, and the racing we've seen the last month, I expect to continue, DJ. It's been intense, and drivers are getting after it.
Yeah, I think, are we getting something like rivalries going here? A lot of talk going on, I know that.
I tell you, there was some anger at the end of that race last week.
So there are 3 Wisconsin natives in the field this weekend here at Road America. Matt's caught up with one of them.
Well, we're talking about rivalries and anger and tempers flaring. Not Josh Bilicki. You could barely contain yourself. P7 in that session. This really helps set the tone, though, for you and your team for the whole weekend.
It does. Honestly, we were a little bit worried at the beginning of practice, although we had a lot of traffic the first couple laps. So to go out there on the last lap, go P7 at my home track, that's our best practice effort yet at my home track. So super cool. It gives me a lot of motivation going into qualifying and into tomorrow.
So many times you hear drivers talk about, well, I want to win at Indy because that's where I'm from, or I want to win at Daytona because I'm from Florida, or wherever the track is located. For you, you know, it's almost tough to even try to think about at this juncture what a win would mean, but do you dream about what that day would be like?
I do, and it would be right here in Wisconsin. I still live here, 45 minutes from here, so to be here, finish P7 in practice, you know, it's just practice, but it's that's big to us, our small team, and we'll go out there and try to mimic that in qualifying and in the race, obviously, too.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
He'll go out in Group B.
Josh, a lot of laps here in his own car when he was growing up, also instructing others how to race Road America. His first start in the Xfinity Series came because he saw TBA on an entry list, Jeff. He started making calls. If there's an open seat, I'm going to go race, and that was how he got his first ride in the Xfinity Series. Good to see Josh again.
You got to push. You got to try every single thing. It's hard to get in one of these seats. You just got to be aggressive.
Kaz Gralla knows it. He's driving for Sam Hunt Racing this weekend, DJ.
Yeah, I was wondering what we might see here with the limited amount of time. Obviously, we talk about the 4-mile road course that this is. A lot of time getting up to speed and getting this started. I think the thing, Jeff, after what I saw in practice, I would not spend any time sitting on pit road waiting because if something happens, then you're just going to run out of time.
I agree. You could go on rate. You could be on track and something happened and not get a lap in, and that could happen a couple times. So, yeah, I think you want to lay your lap down. And on top of that, the track's clean. Like, there's not a lot of debris on the track. We've seen a lot of sand, a lot of grass, a lot of dirt on track. It's clean right now. Go take advantage of it.
We showed you those signs, Alt-SF. That is the alternate start-finish line. That is down between turns 13 and 14. And instead of this start-finish line, which is past the entrance to pit road, they will start the timing and finish the timing over there. So Kaz Gralla on his first hot lap, DJ, with 15 minutes. We did the math. How many laps do you think they'll take?
Yeah, I think they're probably, that's going to depend. I think it's either going to be 1 or 2. They could possibly get in a couple of more laps if they just stayed out and ran. But I would look at probably the most that we're going to see anybody go is 2.
And remember Kaz Gralla, you know, he finished 7th in his Cup debut in Daytona road course race. He was subbing for Austin Dillon during COVID, and that, I mean, 7th in a Cup race, that's pretty good. It shows you the talent this driver has.
Oh, exit turn 5, that's a little wide.
He's pushing a little hard.
He was wishing they put a little more pavement down.
So many things you can correct the guys and girls on after they finish a job like this, but it is fast. It is repaved. That's why it's so dark. And teams are coming to grips with it now. Gralla through turn 8 there, and as we watch these cars get their first laps in the first group of qualifiers, Matt, you've caught up with one of the drivers, one of 8 who is not going to take a qualifying lap, Kevin.
Yeah, we're missing Daniel Hemrick. The 11 car should be out there. What's the issue?
Excuse me there. Just something internal engine-wise. We're not really sure. Very rare for us to have a problem with our ECR Camaros. Unfortunately, just part of it. This road course racing obviously really hard on them. Felt like it's just kind of a fluke thing. So, yeah, they got to go back. I got probably pull the motor out, pull the ignition out, because we never really quite identified it yet. They probably have by now. But I've been over here just trying to continue to digest what this new surface is doing for my teammates, AJ Allmendinger and Chandler Smith. Yeah, don't have a chance to see if this Circle Chevrolet is fast Xfinity 10G internet, but looking forward to tomorrow, and yeah, we'll be fine. Just put a new motor in and let her rip tomorrow.
The car's good. Is this a place where you can get to the front and finish up there like you did a couple years ago?
Yeah, I think so, but your hands are a little tied here with the strategy or lack thereof with the pit stops. The racing line itself we've seen is going to be fairly narrow, so it's going to be a little harder for sure to get track position back, but we'll yeah, pull ourselves up by bootstraps and go back out tomorrow and give it all we got.
Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, that's one of the storylines for tomorrow, modified pit stops, so there aren't a lot of strategy plays.
You heard Justin Allgaier call them controlled pit stops in an effort to keep costs down. NASCAR's Xfinity Series did not bring all the, I would say, high-paid and very good pit crews from the Cup Series here this weekend to pit these cars. They will come down and they'll have basically timed pit stops at the stage break and at a potential competition caution, so that they'll go over and they'll have a minimum of 75 seconds to pit their car and take their spot back on the track. A break, if you will.
It was interesting listening to Daniel talk about how narrow the racetrack is, meaning with the new pavement, where the cars normally run, there's a lot of grip, but when you get offline, there's not as much grip. Well, the only way to pass is to get offline, and that's typically on a road course under braking conditions. So what he's talking about is just going to be difficult, because to overtake, you got to get into that area of the racetrack that cars haven't been in, and there's not as much grip. So how can you outbrake somebody? How can you out-accelerate somebody? Be interesting to see if they can find a way to make it work.
We were watching Cole Custer there in the 00 car. In practice, he was 4th. John Hunter Nemechek, top of the board so far, a 2:12.1. That's just beyond the lap record set by Michael McDowell here for a single lap back in 2016.
And remember, the top 5 fastest cars advance into the final round.
That's right.
So you really want to be one of those top 5.
We talked with Riley Herbst a little bit ago, and the guy chasing him is Parker Kligerman, and we see his 48 on track right now. Parker is in a position where this is one of those, you'd think, with his road course background, he's got a chance to win this race, but he's very confident they can point their way in with the kind of performance that they've had. 3 road courses coming up before we get to the playoffs. That said, he said, I'd still love to have a win just to make things safe. Mostly what he's done is he felt like he was putting too much pressure on himself to start the season. He's going back to why he's doing this. It's fun. He's driving a race car. This is his favorite track. He said, other than Lime Rock, which he's a part owner in America, but he loves this place and wants just to have an opportunity to enjoy why he got into the sport. Let's have fun. I'm in a good race car. Let's make it happen.
That's such a good point. He got into the sport. He got into NASCAR. It sort of passed him by, and for a lot of different reasons, became one of our colleagues on the air, and found his way back into a full-time ride this year. It's a great story.
Yeah, it really is, and very talented. Of course, you know, he made it sound like he doesn't have a lot of fun when he works with us. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'd much rather see him in a race car. But so far this year, he's outscored Riley Herbst by 36 points in the 4 road course races. So a lot of promise there for him to be saying, hey, I can make it in on points here.
Nice lap for Kligerman. That is 4th.
Yeah, 2:13.52. But he's got, you know, Cole Custer's coming around. Cole was fast in practice. There you go, P1. So that puts Parker right on the border. And that lap was big. That was a 2:11.57. Nemechek's was a 2:12.14. So that was, wow, that was a big lap. Well over a half a second faster.
And Custer also had the fastest 5-lap average in practice. So 00, not a surprise, looking really good here.
Track record right there. So you're saying he's pretty good?
I am definitely convinced.
Brett Moffitt, he's moved up into 5th place. So that bumped Parker Kligerman out. He's now 6th. Cole Custer gave Allmendinger something to shoot for. DJ, I don't think you want to back this guy in the corner and tell him to come run a lap faster.
No, and you can kind of look at the tracker there and see that
Green is good.
Yes.
So smooth through the carousel. Now down to the very high speed corner. Just a flick to the right. They call a kink. Tires begging for grip.
And you can see why so many people had trouble right there.
Yes.
If you overshoot that exit by just a little bit, you are in the grass.
Allmendinger's college racing teammate Daniel Hemrick looking on with the team there.
It's going to be close. It looked like that. You know, there are areas that you see AJ really charging these corners, and you can see where it picks up. And something that to me, he's always been good at is the exit of the corner. What makes him a really solid road racer. Didn't quite get it done.
Nope. And he's going to bring it on to pit lane. You can see that Brett Moffitt has just been bumped out of the top 5. Kaz Grala's lap will keep him there. 4 minutes and change remaining for this first group in qualifying. Here's Parker finishing up his lap. Can he improve? No. He's going to stay at 2:13.52 and in the 7th spot. Again, they come up this hill to the alternate start finish line. Here's Moffitt with another try at it right here. Can he do it?
Oh, he's in there deep.
Nope. He did not make it.
We got to appreciate the effort coming to that alternate start finish line. He kind of like overshot the corner.
And 14 turns on here, DJ. It's so easy to just get one thing wrong and you're like, I got to go again. I can get all 14.
Yeah, the problem is kind of where he went right there was an area that is where he was ending the other lap and starting the next one, and that might come back to make it where neither lap was exactly what he was looking for.
I'm surprised he stayed on course. Now remember, he had an incident in practice. He was off course, so a good lap right here considering he was actually off course with some damage.
Yeah.
And he's going to have at least a reasonable starting position. And maybe this part of staying out was, hey, I just want a little more track time.
Yeah.
Maybe let's go see. Let me sail it down into turn 1. If it makes a lot of grip, I'll keep digging. If not, then we'll back it down.
Moffitt is 14th right now on the playoff grid, just outside of getting into the playoffs. This is Chandler Smith.
Chandler's first lap has him in 7th place. He'd have to pick up about a half a second if he was going to try to get in to that top 5.
Hard braking down the hill in turn 5. That's one of the things that makes it tough. You just got all that speed, and then you add to it going downhill, DJ.
Yeah, it's it looked like a fun corner, and you hear the drive up. Well, that's a little
turn 6 was not fun.
Yeah, he got into turn 6 and just overcooked the entry and never could get the car back to the bottom. And we've heard the driver say if you get offline, you're going to be in trouble. Here he goes. Just see he's in trouble right there. He saw the rear tire bouncing up and down. That's wheel hop. Just trying to get into the corner too deep. Rear tires couldn't take it.
Yeah,
no damage, move on.
Yeah. We talk about 4 miles worth of track and 14 corners. That's just a lot of opportunities. Once again, to make that mistake as you're out here just trying to get every bit of speed that you possibly can, and that might have done some damage to the front end right there.
Brad Perez off track for Alpha Prime Racing. That one scooted back on. Yeah, I mean, good, right? Car's fast. 10th quick, but you got to be top 5 to make it on to round 2, Kevin.
AJ Allmendinger is 2nd quick. Doesn't matter where you are, just need to be in that 5. Is there more? Is there potential pole in this car today?
Yeah, I mean, there's more. We got to kind of figure it out, this new pavement. Road America, part of the reason why I want to do this, Road America is a place that we haven't won at. Last year we struggled at really bad. So just kind of want to help get an understanding of some of these racetracks of how to be better on our Xfinity program. But the Leave Home Water Solution Chevy is okay. we still fighting some handling stuff that if we get better, we'll be really good, but that's if we get better. So we're going to keep working on it.
Now, you don't get to change tires, correct? So how many laps do you get? Do you have to get it on one, or do you get a couple of options in the final round?
I think one is still the answer. I do think this track's got enough grip in it that if you don't get it on the first one, you can run a second and still make a fairly good lap out of it, but I think pole's going to be one on the first lap.
Okay, thanks, AJ.
Hard to doubt him on any of that, Jeff. He's done it right so many times. And again, he'll wait now to see if anyone will. They're not going to knock him out, I don't believe, but he'll wait for the final round. 10 cars and 10 minutes, and they will go for pole. Let's see what Parker's got here, finishing up his lap.
Yeah, Parker's on course, and also the 18 car Sammy Smith is on the racetrack. He's in 4th. I think when they look up at the board, they probably could back Sammy down, not put more laps on these tires.
Shifting, turning, you see the white gloves in there, so easy to spot the work the driver's doing there. And these cars versus the Cup cars, they have that traditional H pattern. So you've got to be a little conscious of what you're doing there when you're shifting.
Yeah, 3 cars on course. You see the black and red out. The 26 of Gralla is on course. The 18 of Sammy Smith. And, of course, Parker Kligerman. It would take both of those cars to beat Sammy Smith to knock him out of the top 5. And that's what they're doing here, is just trying to play defense on those 2 cars and drivers.
Little insurance gets off there.
And now they have some work to do.
Now, Smith is very aggressive. And where is Parker Kligerman? He is running that lap. This lap will count.
I'll say Gralla did beat Sammy Smith's time, so that moves him to 5th. So if Parker can lay a lap time down, he'll knock Sammy Smith out of the top 5.
Up the hill, turn 6.
Yeah, that was a good job by Kaz Gralla to go back out there after we saw that making that little bit of mistake on a couple of the corners, especially in turn 5 where he got wide, to go back and get everything out of that car.
Well, I would be surprised if Sammy Smith can lay a better lap time down. We saw the trouble that he had. Parker so far has had a clean lap. We just don't know if it's quick enough, but no mistakes so far by Parker.
Smoothly around the carousel. That exit speed's so important as you get ready to take the kink. Oh, maybe a little line adjustment. John Hunter Nemechek getting out of the way there. That was very gentlemanly of him.
John was sent out on the racetrack to kind of do the same thing in case somebody laid a lap time down. Sammy Smith indeed was slower. He was 10 seconds slower with that trouble.
One more corner for Kligerman before he trips the line, and we see what his time is. Here it comes. Does Parker make it into the top 5? No, and he does not improve on his best time. He gave it a shot. All right, his crew looks on. They did not make it into the next round. Group B coming up. They too will have 15 minutes to qualify into the final round here at Road America. Represent your favorite driver and take advantage of amazing deals at the NASCAR shop. Check out the greatest selection of t-shirts, hats, diecast, and more by visiting NASCAR.com/shop today. And if you can't make it there, DJ, you better get yourself down to Gessert's here in town.
I'm not even sure what you were talking about there, Dave. I was totally distracted.
Oh, this place is great. Been here a long time. And Elkhart Lake famous. I think it had butter pecan that time that we went there, if I remember correctly. Like a good butter pecan.
Yes, hard to beat that.
And you?
That's good Southern. Yeah, that's what one of my favorite ice cream. I believe that's what I had.
Oh, maybe it was you that I was thinking of then. I probably had mint chocolate chip. That's another favorite. Kevin asked Kaz Gralla about ice cream. No, ask him about racing.
I'd bring you some, but it would melt, or actually it would be gone by the time I got it up to the booth. Kaz did a second run there, and you gave yourself a little bit of a cushion. What'd you find on that second run? To find, what, about 4/10?
Yeah, just kind of getting used to it out there. This repave here at Road America is a little bit different, a bit of a challenge than what we had before, but I'm loving it so far. Sam Hunt Racing has done an incredible job bringing me a good car here. You know, we started the year off a little bit off on our road course program, and they've done a really phenomenal job at getting this thing to be as fast as Xfinity 10G now, so we can go run for the pole in the second round. So I'm excited about it. Our fire department coffee, GR Supra, is going to be really good tomorrow.
So what is best case scenario for you here for a starting position? Do you think you have something to start in the top 5?
I think we might. I'd love to. You know, I'm just going to go out. For us, making the second round is a rarity. So we're going to go out, just lay a solid lap down, protect this race car. The last time we had a car this good was at New Hampshire. We ended up having to go to a backup car because of some bad luck in practice. So going to go lay down a nice, safe lap here in the second round and see where it puts us. But either way, we got a really good shot in this thing tomorrow. I think we were first or right up there for first on the average in practice, so we're going to be good tomorrow.
All right, about time to go qualify in Group B, guys.
There they go, Kevin. That sound is from pit lane. Kaz Grala with a nice time in Group A. This will be Group B, and you can see them being led out by championship contender Austin Hill. DJ talked about it at the beginning of the show. He's great on high-speed stuff, but oh yeah, he's great just about everywhere.
Yeah, he's a talented driver, and just he's the hard charger. But I just like to watch again maneuver through races and his passion for it. I think you see whenever he doesn't get the result that he was expecting, then he's highly upset about that. And not that everybody isn't, but you can just see the determination and competitive spirit that this young man has in him.
Austin Hill started racing with the family. It was Hill Brothers Racing for a while. He was the one that continued. His brothers weren't necessarily going to be racers, so eventually it just became about Austin and found his way to Richard Childress Racing. Couldn't be much better than that. Matt Yoakum?
Well, Group A is watching the folks in Group B go out and take their initial runs, and Cole Custer, one of two cars that in a completely different orbit in that first group. Knowing what you have, looking at the data, anywhere do you feel like you can improve on that when we get ready for the final round?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't know if I want to. It is treacherous. I mean, with the repave, I mean, the second you get 1 inch out of the groove, you are toast. So it's a lot of risk versus reward. We have a really fast Haas Automation Ford Mustang, and I know we'll have a good shot at the pole here, but I mean, tomorrow is going to be edgy. I mean, you're in that outside lane, and it is all you can handle. So it's going to be an interesting race.
That really cranks up the focus on how you've got to be even more mistake-free than normal here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the second you try and get a little bit too much, you're going off the track. So it's definitely a lot of risk for reward and just trying to figure out what the real limit is.
All right, Dave. They're looking at limits. We're looking at lap times here in the Group B.
He should have given a motivational speech to all the guys that are getting ready to go out. That interview from the guy that's laid the fastest lap time down shows you how hard it is. And he's talking about, I don't even know that I want to go back out and try to beat that time because risk versus reward. If I push a little bit too hard, I'm off course. And I mean, that shows you how difficult this racetrack is. It makes me appreciate what the drivers are doing that much more.
Yeah, I think I'd just tell them I'm going to stand on my time. Y'all go left with that. So, is that an option?
Can I keep that one? I don't think so.
Can I just take my time from the left? Yeah.
That's all I got. Why can't I just have that one? Yes.
Austin Hill has started his lap in practice. The 21 car overall was 11th quick in a single lap time.
I think what we're seeing here too, DJ, is that most cars except the 7 car went ahead and went out.
Yeah.
And when Kaz Grala ran his fastest lap, his second time out on racetrack, that gave a blueprint. Go early, lay a lap time down. If you need to go clean another one up, the tires will do it. So go ahead and go out there, give your driver a little bit of time in case something doesn't go well. And if you make a mistake or if something happens, you still can make lap time the second time out.
And Allgaier chooses the other route, which is to wait a minute.
Just going on his expertise. That he's not going to make a mistake or something even that's out of his control that nobody else is going to make a mistake as he's trying to complete his lap.
Yeah, multiple times we've seen drivers and teams wait, they think the track's going to get better and never make a run, never get a clean run because of cautions. I just think you don't think it's smart to wait that long.
So Austin Hill works his first timed lap. We'll see what he lays down, and See if the others will be able to match it. You can see the drivers on the left all competing in Group B. 15 minutes total here at Road America. This is Jeb Burton in the 27 car. Good looking paint scheme on that this weekend. Kevin?
Talked with Jeb for a little while this morning, and he's feeling optimistic about where the young program is at. Road course racing, they've not been great there, but he really feels like we see a nice slide there going through the kink. Feels like they made a lot of progress at Chicago, and he's pretty optimistic coming into this weekend. Big case scenario, and I talked with Jordan Anderson too. They've got to win. That's been huge. That's allowed them to take some risks as far as strategy. As we see one rolling through the grass now, it's Jeremy Clement, guys, that is off. So I'll throw it back up to you.
Now Clements off track, former winner, damage to that 51 car, and he's going to be done for the session.
Well, Cole Custer, he let us know what it was going to be like if you overstepped your bounds.
Jeremy limping around now. He is almost back to the alternate start-finish line and then pit road.
But there's parts and pieces that are possibly coming off of here. You know, that's putting the others in a difficult situation.
Same as earlier. Chaos all day coming out of the kink.
And the damage to this car is large. I mean, that whole splitter bar, all that, the left front tire, all that has big damage, and that's not an easy fix. That is to get that splitter back, to get the front bumper put back in the splitter location right. There is a lot of work for this team if they can fix this car.
Group B stays green. Sam Mayer so far quick in this group. Again, you're trying to be the fastest of fifth fastest in this session. Sam Mayer has laid down the fastest time in Group B so far this afternoon. Justin Allgaier is eclipsing that at the moment. Good run for the 7 car.
If he can keep this lap up, it's going to be a massive lap.
He's right on the fastest of the day right here.
Ken, you want to be in the top 5 in this group.
And he can catch his breath. He got out of that part of the racetrack.
Top 5 in Group A have already been decided. Add 5 here, and you'll have the 10 that are going to run for pole next.
Wow, look at that time to gain an entry there. He is really charging the corners.
Yeah, he's got just a few more corners to go, coming to the alternate start finish line. His next corner, he's almost there, so a clean lap.
And there it is, Justin Allgaier to the top, 2:10.7.
Wow.
That is the fastest of the day.
By almost a second. So all of that Cole Custer just told us about not wanting to push any harder. Well, Allgaier said, if you're going to beat me in this next practice, you're going to have to push harder. You're going to have to go get some in this next Q session.
Yeah, and that was really smart of him to sit on pit road and wait that long, right?
That's what we told him.
Isn't that what he was saying?
Just while we were talking about others who needed to get out there and get a lap done, there sat Justin. And now he is quick by a lot. Allgaier's last 5 road course finishes, all in the top 7. And so he believes when it comes to a road course. I know he does. So you're watching Leland Honeyman in the 45 car. He was one of the cars that had an issue earlier. There was a bunch, and as I think we've mentioned, 8 cars are not taking qualifying times. They will find a way to start the race tomorrow. There's just 38 entries for 38 starting spots here this weekend. So we'll see them in the race, but they're not going to have great positions. Honeyman tried to put the 45 cars farther forward than he even had in practice.
And Leland started racing go-karts at 8 years old. We talked about earlier how so many guys get started early, won several championships, moved up to Pro Late Model Series, won Rookie of the Year. He's run cars, tour races, ARCA races. Young driver.
If he put it on pole, Jeff, he would be the youngest ever on pole at Road America in the Xfinity Series. That's a tall ask. Ty Gibbs currently holds that spot, I believe.
Yeah, and from what we've seen today, a clean lap isn't bad. If you can bring your car back without a lot of damage and start this race tomorrow, that's not a bad day.
Final couple of corners for Honeyman and Alpha Prime Racing. Nice Canada corner. Little wide, and here he comes to the timing line. See where this slots him in. Look over on the left. Good lap. 11th. Josh Bilicki from Menominee Falls, just outside of Milwaukee. Talked to him a bit earlier. Grew up racing on this track. Would love nothing better than to stay in the top 5 and run for pole coming up. He is on the cut line right now. Good looking race car for Mario Goslin and DGM Racing. I suspect Josh will have a lot of friends and family encompassing the grassy knolls here at Road America this weekend. Sheldon Creed, car repaired. And now taking another qualifying lap for him. He's just below the cut line to run for pole.
He's only looking at 1/10 of a second over what he did the first time. So if he can just find just a little bit more, be a little smoother and a little faster. That's a great combination to have. Oh, off track there.
That was downhill into turn 8 and then just off in the exit as he entered the carousel. This corner, DJ, goes forever, and you just got to lightly stay on the throttle and just get on the edge of adhesion here.
He seemed to do a really good job there. Didn't even have to use all of the racetrack at that part.
You see Riley Herbst right behind Creed on the timing and scoreboard. This is how qualifying changes versus practice. Riley was second fastest overall of every car in practice at a 2:13.6. And now he's 7th in his group at a 2:13.1. He picked up over half a second, and he's only 7th in his group. That shows you how things step up when you go to qualify.
This will be Creed starting his lap right here. Crosses the alternate start finish line, and now he will be on it. Can he bump himself into the top 5? Catherine Legg in tow there in the 07 as well.
DJ, I think these are difficult laps for both of these drivers. Actually, they both had trouble in practice, got off course, and that's in your mind. You made that mistake earlier. You got by with it, no major damage, but are you willing to push your car to the limit and get yourself in trouble a second time on the day? I think that first time off track takes a little bit of speed out of you.
Oh, there's no doubt. It has to be at least in the back of your mind a little bit. And you know, because you got away with one basically there. And so, you know, you don't want to put yourself and your team behind anymore. But yeah, it's always nice if you can, you know, be a part of that fastest 10 and go run for the pole.
See, Sheldon Creed's 0.8 off of Algar, but keep in mind, Algar ran a 2:10.76. Creed ran a 2:13.08. So he was, you know, over 2 seconds off on his first session. So it looks like a mile off, but Creed actually on better pace than he had his first lap. See if he can finish it off. He doesn't have to pick up much to knock Josh Bilicki out of that top 5.
Sure, drivers have been having trouble. Nice exit there for Creed. Very smooth.
Next corner, DJ, would be a good place for a spotter to say, all right, man, a little easy in here. This is where we've seen all the damage.
Yeah, this is going to be really close.
Couple corners left for Sheldon Creed. Through turn 12, Canada corner. And uphill to trip the timing line. Red and black flags are out, so if you're on track making a lap, you're good. Can Creed bump his way in? Here's the time. Oh, it's better, but it's not enough.
Wow. That's so close.
Gosh.
Catherine Legg does not better her time. She will stay in 14th. The 2:15.6. Parker Retzlaff getting racy.
Still a good lap for Catherine.
See Austin Hill out, still trying to get what he can there. About a couple of the guys, Sage Caron, what a good lap for him. Connor Mozak, we talked about his road racing.
Riley Herbst, he's got a shot right here. Yeah. See if he can get through this corner.
Riley, he's in. He knocks out Josh Bilicki. Sage Karam stays on the bubble now. Drops from 4th to 5th. Couple cars, one car still on track. It is Austin Hill. Again, the red and black flags have been out. The session is over unless you're on track with a lap you're timing. Can Austin Hill do it?
This is not going to get it done here, I don't believe.
No, over 3 seconds off, and he's coming to the start-finish line right now, the alternate start-finish line, so a safe, clean lap for him.
And his 2:13.2 will remain his quickest of the day, 9th in this group. And he will not transfer. But Sage Karam will. He hangs on. What a nice run for the Sam Hunt Racing driver from Pennsylvania. Allgaier was quickest. He'll have a chance to run for pole when we return. Back in the 50s, the racers had to get off the county and city streets, so they built this place in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, Road America, back in 1955. And in 1956, they had their first professional race. It was a NASCAR Grand National race. Paul Goldsmith and Tim Flock went to Victory Lane on a doubleheader weekend. And it's been all gravy since then. Of course, NASCAR was away for a long time, and then the NASCAR Xfinity Series came back in 2010. And one of Dale's favorite signs to see.
How do you turn that down?
I tell you what, I'm glad I'm friends with DJ. Let's go visit.
You do not turn that down. Fans lining the track here. It's 4 miles long, and everywhere you go, fans are enjoying what they're seeing here today. Matt Yoakum.
He probably has ice cream also, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
You never know what he might have in the camper there. Well, catching up with Sheldon Creed, how would you describe your day? Because it has not been incident-free. It's been full of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's been a more interesting, hectic start than I would have liked. Obviously, Road America, awesome road course, has always been tricky. And then now with the repave, now it's just dicey. Obviously, I went off on lap 2 there and didn't even feel like I was pushing it yet. I felt like I had good grip everywhere, and yeah, just overstepped, got a little free, gathered it up, but by the time I saved it, I was like in, offline, and then I just full was slid off, and luckily didn't damage the car too bad. We were able to fix it. I think some other guys were, less fortunate and got off there. The 51 right in front of me in qualifying, so I think we have a little work to do. I think I have some work to do tonight to be better for tomorrow, but yeah, just super tricky. No grip offline, as we've seen a little bit. But I think, I was just talking to our teammate Austin. I think we're battling the same battles here and just fighting the same thing in the car to go faster. So, a little work on the car, and I just have some homework to do myself to be better tomorrow.
When you talk about that homework for yourself, what will you work on tonight to try to make yourself and in turn help the team be better tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll just try to, sit there and I guess evaluate, things that I was doing in the car and rethink practice on different things I tried. And then honestly, probably going to go back and watch more of the TA2 race. I watched, a lot of it from a couple weeks ago, and probably go back and try to watch practice over and just see what some of these guys are doing differently. Watch some SMT, go over things with the team to be better. We've been really good on road courses this year, and I feel like this is the first time I've struggled with the car. I feel like I'm on the edge, the whole time. So Austin said he had a similar feel, and yeah, we're going to work hard to get this wheel and Chevy Camaro back up front tomorrow.
What a full night. He's going to use the SMT data. He's going to use video. Go back and look at the team notes. All work ethic. And that's what really piles up into some great runs, and he's hoping for that here tomorrow.
Final round of qualifying from Road America coming up in just a moment. Hang on, dude. Jump into the exciting, intense, and uplifting world of first responders, police, firefighters, and dispatchers as they face heart-stopping situations and save the day. The 911 Marathon comes up right after Xfinity Series qualifying on USA. Here's what else you can see by checking out the networks of NBC this weekend. Cup practice and qualifying on USA tomorrow, noon 30. Countdown to green from right here at Road America at 2:30, followed by the 45-lap, 180-mile race for the Xfinity Series. And then Sunday, countdown to green at 2:30 Eastern followed by Cup Series racing from Richmond Raceway. A short track and a road course on the same weekend for NASCAR. It's going to be good to see. Matt, you've caught up with Josh Berry, I believe.
I have, and years ago, his owner, Dale Earnhardt Jr., when he drove for DEI, Lou Holtz, the College Football Hall of Famer, came and spoke, and he said, win. What's important now, it's always the first thing that you put together as far as a winning package. But for you, we talked earlier this week, realistically, you just want to come in and have a solid weekend and keep building on becoming a prolific road racer.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a work in progress. Like even since I was a kid, right? I haven't done any road racing at all since I got to the Xfinity Series. So it's been a challenge, but Chevrolet's given us some great prep with Josh Wise and Scott Speed. I've learned a lot, and everybody at Junior Motorsports has helped me. We had a really good day today. I get frustrated right now because
why?
Well, we practiced well. And then my qualifying lap there, the first half of it was pretty good, and then I kind of lost some time the second half. We come in, and the left rear had 4 pounds in it. So we had a flat tire there that held us back pretty good. So, but regardless, we'll put a new one on in the left rear and see what tomorrow gives us.
All right, you've got a smile on the face. Looking forward to tomorrow.
And he did not make the final 10, so that's why he's available at this point. The first 4 out in the final 10, trailed by the 24 car of Sage Karam. They're all Toyotas.
I listened to his debrief as he was finishing up round 1. They went out for his second run, hoping to be a little bit better, but they were not. Sage was a little bit confused. They first were concerned, might there be a flat spot, so they wanted to check that out. Sage said he felt no vibrations. He thought things were going to be okay, but he said, I'm really struggling into the corners, just not stopping. So he said, let's take a stab at loosening it up a little bit to see if we can get something better. And it's really a good situation to go ahead and gamble. They're guaranteed a top 10 starting spot, which is really important. And it's an important weekend for Sage Karam. This is the only guaranteed drive he has with this team.
A little pressure on yourself there, but I think Sage can handle it. His teammate, Kaz Growler, right in front of him. Both of these cars do have a technical alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing, so they should be quick on a road course.
Yeah, both Sam Hunt racing cars. This is a difficult situation for both of these drivers, in my opinion, DJ, because yeah, you're guaranteed a top 10 starting spot unless you run off and damage the car and have to fix it, and then you have to go to the back. So that risk versus reward that Cole Custer spoke so well about, that's got to be in the back of your mind. And I think that the crew chief, everybody's got to be having this conversation with their drivers. Great job today. Go push, but let's try not to be over the limit. But that's a very difficult balance to make.
Yeah, it really is, especially when you're talking about young drivers that haven't been in this situation before. What's the car going to drive like this second time out? We've already seen a number be off track. And, yeah, I mean, just go back to practice where we had some experienced drivers making some mistakes and things.
Interesting. John Hunter Nemechek, we thought maybe was starting his fast lap there, but no. He dives for pit road maybe after those off-course excursions.
Yeah, he's off course. He's coming to the green right here, and he's pushing really hard off course, and he's got to back up to make this next corner. He knew it. So instead of being in denial, DJ, he's like, hey, I got to get to pit road. It's not going to work. A smart move by John Hunter. It's silly to make the lap, because that would mess the whole lap up. It would have been silly to continue that lap.
Yeah, and he's going to have he's going to have time to go make sure everything is okay there and then go get one solid lap in.
See the yellow stripes on the back of the 18. This is Rookie of the Year contender Sammy Smith, Nemechek's teammate. He stayed on track and starts his lap.
So you see this, they're plugging into the 20 car. That is cooling down the water that's in the engine and the radiator. It's pressurized, it's pushing water through those two systems to get that engine cooled back down. Fans on the front tires, get as much heat out of them as you possibly can.
All eyes on A.J. Allmendinger in the 10 car for Colleague Racing. He starts his lap now.
This is a driver with the experience that he has and talent that he has, that he saw what was put up there. And he can go, if there's a driver out there that can go get more, I'm sure Cole Custer probably can too, but if there's a driver out there that can go get more than what he did in that first session, this would be the man.
And he'll need about a second. He was a 2:11.8, where Justin Allgaier's fast lap was a 2:10.7. Oh, and Smith off track. And he's got damage.
A little bit, just pushing a little bit too hard.
And the track dirty once again in that same spot. This is a trouble spot without it being dirty.
Kaz Grala on a
here's
flyer
problem.
2 right behind him. Oof, that's coming out of the carousel first.
Yeah, you see the left front splitter damage. We saw that earlier with another car. It's the exact same thing. And now it's dragging the racetrack. It won't turn in the wall again. And unfortunately, I'm afraid he messed up the lap of the 26 car of Sage Karam.
Grala behind him in the red car, Jeff, and it was Karam who sets the standard in the 24, and now Grala slots in second.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're exactly right. Yeah, you mentioned AJ Allmendinger, a guy that is a threat to win this pole. I think some of that, DJ, is the fact that if he went out and wrecked this race car, no one's going to point a finger and say you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
He's been so successful. You and I both were fortunate enough at portions of our career, we were in that position where, hey, if you drove that, went out there and pushed hard and wrecked, everybody on your team was like, hey, man, appreciate you trying.
Yeah.
But when you're a young guy and you push and you make that mistake, they're like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. And it provides you a little bit of cover when you've had a certain amount of success.
You can see Allmendinger in the green with 2 corners left. Karam's time will not hold up. How good will Allmendinger's time be?
This is pretty good. Oh, yeah.
2:10.5.
Oh, yeah.
Fastest lap of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll call your wager there and raise you a little bit here. Or lower, whichever way you want to look at it.
Sam Mayer now compared to Allmendinger's lap, but how will it be against the others? See Kaz Grala making another lap as well on track, and Cole Custer has begun his assault on the top spot as well. Mayer crossing the alternate start-finish line. Good lap for him. And Connor Mosack now in another one of those fast Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. Looks like he's coming to start his lap, perhaps.
Yeah, he's up to speed now, coming to take the green flag. So this is where John Hunter ran off, and you can see, like, here's the alternate start finish line. So his lap starts right here. So you can see how it would have messed up all of John Hunter's lap going up this front straightaway.
Justin Allgaier also coming to the alternate start finish line to begin his lap.
Now Allmendinger has raised the stakes. He's up to P1, but the 7 and the 00 out on track right now. Now Allgaier, he and I were talking about his lap because I was sitting there watching it with Cole Custer, and Custer goes, oh wow, look, this is going to be in the 10s. Yes, it is. That was stellar. And I told Allgaier that, and he says, you know what? That's good. Maybe I'm in his head, but here's the thing. I know that I can't really push it much more. My window of trying to pick up speed is so narrow now, I have a better chance of making a hiccup, a mistake, and costing myself on the clock.
And you can't do it because with 14 corners around Road America, you've got to be pretty precise on every one.
Yeah, the 00, Cole Custer, he can see Allgaier. And I don't know about you, but anytime I could see somebody, I was gauging myself. How am I doing? Is he driving away? Am I catching him? Because he knows that Allgaier has an opportunity to sit on the pole here.
Yeah, that can work for or against you. You know, sometimes you get to looking at that, and you don't want to look too far ahead and miss your mark because all of a sudden then you've missed a corner, and then instead of that being something that's helping you out there, having that what you might call a rabbit out there to go after, all of a sudden it doesn't. But Cole Custer has got a good lap going here.
Ronnie Herbst right behind Cole Custer. So the Stewart-Haas Racing guys, they sent their 2 drivers out together.
Allmendinger looking on. Colleague Racing President Chris Rice on the left. Crew Chief Alex Yance on the right. Watching to see what Custer's doing. It goes back and forth. Green to red, green to red. He's lost a little bit now.
Yeah, I bet AJ said there saying, well, I nailed this back part of this, so do what you can.
Custer safely through the kink.
He's still hanging around there.
See Allgaier flash through. They'll both cross the timing line and see where they stand.
Custer's got a shot.
He does.
He's going to have to be perfect through here.
Yeah. He got back to the gas hard right there. Watch out.
Allgaier's lap, what does he have? Second place. Cole Custer's lap, what does he have for Allmendinger? Second, he moves Allgaier, but he can't quite get to Allmendinger.
Riley Herbst right behind him. He moved up to 4th.
And all 10 cars have taken time, except for John Hunter Nemechek, technically took time on a aborted first lap.
Yeah, that was 3 really good laps by Custer, Allgaier, and Hurt right there. Just not good enough to knock the man off the pole yet.
Sage Karam is on track as well, but this would be the first meaningful timed lap for John Hunter Nemechek. Again, in the battle for the regular season championship with Austin Hill, and of course in the playoffs already with his multiple wins this year.
Yeah, a little deeper thought too with Kligerman qualifying 17th, racing Riley Herbst for that final spot, thinking Kligerman has an advantage on the road course. Riley Herbst qualifying 4th, Kligerman 17th, advantage Riley Herbst so far.
I will have to say that in a situation like this, I'm not sure why they would send this young man back out. I mean, you know, he's sitting here in 7th right now. Excellent starting spot. There's not a lot. He's not going to go win the pole. If you move up to 6th, I realize it's, you know, maybe mentally that's good, but you're putting yourself and your driver in a difficult spot here.
And they are still pushing, trying to see if they can impress and improve on that opportunity. He does. He goes a little bit faster to move up to 6th, and this is going to be the best starting position for Sam Hunt Racing. It was 9th before, so they beat that and match it with Kaz Gralla.
Good move, Sage Karam. Great move, A.J. Allmendinger. He will be on pole for tomorrow's race with a fantastic new track record for the Xfinity Series at Road America. Road America qualifying is over for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the driver who came way out of his way to get to Richmond, Virginia, by way of Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, he capitalized. A.J. Allmendinger is on the pole, Matt Yoakum.
Chasing trophies, and that's the goal for this weekend. Big check mark on qualifying day, looking ahead to Saturday. What do you like most about everything that you've digested so far about your on-track time?
Yeah, I mean, I think our Leaf Home Water Solution Chevy is getting better. I think we still have room to gain. You know, with this repave, the track is completely different now, but we did our homework. It was better in the first round, made it a lot better in the second round. I think we still have to make it better to go beat these guys tomorrow, but, you know, really cool to have 1848 Coffee on board. That's a kind of a home race for them, so always cool to bring a new sponsor in, and we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
What a mindset. Cars on the pole. Oh, we can go better here. We can go better there, Dave. Look out for these guys tomorrow.
You always got to be a little bit better, Matt, because the next day is the race. 180 miles tomorrow. It'll look like this. Allmendinger on the front row with Cole Custer. Nearly nipped him, Jeff, there for the pole.
Yeah, I think we've had a great race between those two, but do not count out Justin Allgaier. He's a good road racer. We talked about Riley Herbst. He's an improved road racer for sure.
Yep, Sam Merriweather, he's been fast all day long, and I expect that to be the case tomorrow.
What a nice run for Josh Balicki, native of Wisconsin. A lot of friends and family here this weekend. The 91 will start in row 6.
Josh Berry had a fast race car, had a flat tire in his first round of qualifying, so his lap wasn't as good as he thought it could have been.
Yeah, that was pretty good for 4 pounds of air in the tire. So
another Wisconsinite, Parker Retzlaff in the 31 will start outside row 10. Brad Perez in the 44 will be in row 11. Catherine Legg, the only female in the field, she will be outside row 12.
Look at Daniel Hemrick. He is a good road racer as well. A ton of ground to make up after an engine problem. It's going to be hard to get there from starting that far back.
And a lot of these drivers did not make a qualifying attempt. Practice was chaotic, a lot of contact, a lot of repairs going on overnight for drivers at the back of the field. As A.J. Allmendinger walks off into the sunset on Friday, Saturday will dawn with Cup practice and qualifying for Those cars from Richmond at 12:30, and then we'll be right back here. Countdown to Green for the Xfinity Series at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget Sunday, the race to the playoffs for the Cup Series on the short track at Richmond. That all starts on USA at 2:30 Eastern. So glad you could join us here this afternoon. Again, AJ, all smiles. That 10-car, very, very quick. Chevrolet on the pole. Allmendinger on the pole. Pauling Racing on the pole. They will lead him to green tomorrow. Thanks for joining us from Road America in Wisconsin. We'll see you tomorrow right here on USA.